Hello fans of Agile coding. In this video I'm talking about cron jobs in Spring applications. So what is a cron job? A cron job is the time-controlled execution of a command to complete a task or a job. The command is triggered by a specific point in time or a time condition. So that can be, for example, the regular cleanup of your database. Or, for example, a nightly database backup. So everything which happens to specific points in time, like if you want to send each week a new newsletter to your customers, or if you want to advertise every second week, you can do this with cron jobs. And let's see next how this works in Spring by switching to the IDE. I prepared a simple Spring Boot application. We can see this in the Maven configuration. Yeah, we have here just Spring Boot latest version as parent. And the only dependencies I have in place are the Spring Boot starter dependency and the test dependency for it. So there is really nothing special, and that means cron jobs are a built-in feature of the Spring framework. It comes just with a basic set of features in Spring. So let's have a look at my demo class. It's called scheduled jobs. And first of all, I need to enable the scheduling in order to define cron jobs and make them executed. Therefore, I use the annotation at enable scheduling. And in order to have this activated, we need to have it in a configuration class. So I need the add configuration annotation like this. And then I can do my first method. So this example here is that I want to have a log entry every first second of any minute. And we can do this by defining now a cron job executed method with add scheduled annotation. And there I can define a cron expression in the cron attribute. And this is a string, and the string is built with this scheme. So the first element in the string is a second. Then we have the minute, the hour, the day of the month, and the day of the week. So that is how we can define when this method here is executed. So let's make the first example. We execute it in the first second, so I define 1 as second, and it shall be executed in any minute. So I use a wildcard star. Then in any hour, as you can see, I have always a white space between the values I define in this cron expression, because the white space is the separation between the fields. So we have the hour, we have the day of the month, and it's a wildcard. The month, it's a wildcard, and the day of the week is also a wildcard. So that's it. And I prepared a simple JUnit test which just starts the application. And we have a special logging format here, so it's shorter that we see the day. It's in German, it means Saturday. We see the timestamp with hour, minute, second, and we see the thread. And here we see the log entry. And in the first second, now it happened. Here we have the first second of minute 30. Then we see that cron job executed every first second of any minute at any day was logged, and that is exactly the log message I have here. And we can see that this cron job is in place and it is working. We see also that the cron job itself is executed in a separate thread. The application is running in the main thread, and here we are using a thread to execute this cron job. So let's move on with the next one. After some time, this unit test should also print second log entry for the second minute, and then after 2 minutes it will stop. But let's move on by defining more cron jobs like this one we use again at scheduled, and we will see more examples for cron entries now. So now I want to log often at weekend days. What is, for example, often? We can log in the first 10 seconds. I can do this by defining it like this: in second 1 until second 10. We do this in any minute, at any hour, at any day of the month, in any month. And now we define the day of the week, and that shall be Friday till Sunday. So here we're using this way of defining things with a minus, which is always like a frame from until. I could also say like every second minute or every third minute. So you can do this by using a slash. So that means, in any second minute, that would be in any third minute. So let's have this just once in the frame of 2 minutes. So let's save it and execute it. Might take some time until we see the logs. So we can also check what is the next thing I want to share with you, and that is log once at Christmas. Now we don't need this to do anymore. So let's do it once at Christmas. We set again scheduled. We need a cron expression. And once at Christmas means we define, if we want it only once at the Christmas day, we have to define the minute. So let's take the minute 0. Let's also, the second 0, the minute 0, the hour 0. So it's exactly when the clock switches to the new day. So we say it is the 25th of December. So we define here the day and the month. And the day doesn't matter. It might be this year a Friday, next year a Sunday. So we can also use a question mark to say that this day doesn't matter. And finally, we have to define the time zone. So we can use the property zone to say that this is Europe, Berlin time zone. Okay, so let's have a look. And now you see also that this often logging happens. I will increase it again, and let's check now this cron entry here. So we need 10 log entries about often at weekend days. So the first one was here. We have it at the second 1. We have it at the second 2, 3 until 10, including 10. So we have 10 entries, and we wanted it only every second minute. So let's check if that worked also. And here we see in the first minute it was an uneven minute, 33. Here we have only the first second logged, so our first cron job was executed, and this cron job wasn't executed in minute 33, but it was executed in minute 34, as we can see here. So it was every second minute and not every minute like it is the case for the first cron job. Okay, we cannot wait for Christmas in this demo, but try this out on your own by using the day of the week which you have right now, and then you can see that this works also. But let's remove those scheduling entries now to check the last example. And the last example is what I have here. We can execute the cron jobs also like after specific time periods. Yeah, so that is what I want to show here. I have here a method which starts and it ends and it sleeps in the middle for 3 seconds, just to make it more clear what happens here exactly. So we use @schedule, and we need, first of all, a delay just to show you this feature. So we have an initial delay. The initial delay is by default in milliseconds. So we start after, let's say, 3 seconds, which is 3000 milliseconds. And the fixed delay between two executions of this method shall be, let's say, 1000 millisecond, which is 1 second. Or let's make 2 seconds, then it might be easier to read. So let's see this also in action. I re-execute my unit test, which starts the application, and now we will see only the logs for this last thing. So it started at second 11. Then after the 3 seconds, we have the first entry that this cron job was started. It sleeps for 3 seconds, as we can see here. And then we have the second entry at second 17. So I stop it now so that we can read the logs. Yeah, so we see initial delay 3 seconds, then 3 seconds sleeping, and the next start is in second 19, which is the delay of 2 seconds, what we see here from this entry to this one. And then it moves on like this. Yeah, and that's it, what I wanted to share with you today about cron jobs. If you liked it, please give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Have a look in my blog article, which I will link in the description. There you can see more things you can do with cron jobs in Spring.